Everyone knows that exercise is important, but there's more to it than just looking good, despite what you may see plastered all over the internet. That's why today we're going to be talking about what's really important and what you should be focusing on when you are exercising. Hi everyone, Floyd Meyer here, and today we're going to be talking all about exercise and what is really important. What should you be focusing on when you are exercising and when you are coming up with your own exercise program or looking at other programs online. So I kind of broke it down. There's going to be three main things that we are going to be focusing on when it comes to exercise. So the first of them is energy expenditure. So we have a hardwired need to burn energy. It's extremely important towards your overall health. And we could go all talk about mitochondrial health and all kinds of different things, but suffice it to say that you need to burn energy. You need to be pulling energy through the system, through these energy generating systems in your body in order to have the optimal health, in order to have the highest level of health that you can have. So exercise is a fantastic way to burn off a lot of this energy. And unfortunately what happens is people end up getting sedentary because of their jobs and then because of other things that are going on in their lives, possibly, musculoskeletal conditions like back pain or knee pain, and they end up being sedentary and they're no longer exercising. And so that energy just builds up, and what happens is that it backs up, and then you end up having the creation of all of these different compounds that you really don't want to be lingering around your body because of this excess energy that backs up. So it's extremely important that when you think about exercise, you think about how much energy am I actually going to be burning? How much energy am I going to be pulling through the system? How much of the food that I'm eating is going to be turned into energy so that I can burn that off, so that I can be happier and I can be healthier, so that I can do more of the things that I want to do in life. So number two, the thing that I want you guys to be focusing on when you are creating your exercise programs or the next time you are going to go out and exercise is to really think about how it's going to affect your heart. So having good, strong cardiovascular functions, meaning your heart beating and your lungs taking in oxygen, the ability for your blood vessels to pump that oxygenated blood throughout your body to all of the different muscles, that has got to be on the top of your priority list when it comes to thinking about your exercise programs. So there's a lot more to it than just trying to get really big biceps. You really should be focusing on how is this going to affect my heart? And one of the best ways to improve your cardiovascular function, regardless of who you are, even if you have, heart failure or other things, it's been shown, is high intensity interval training. So what this means is you are going to be doing alternating periods of high intensity and then a lower intensity or a rest period. So for example, if you were out running, you would run hard for 30 seconds and then you would rest for 30 seconds, maybe a minute, maybe even 2 minutes. And then you would run for another 30 seconds. And then you're going to go rest for that rest period, however long that is for you. And then you're going to run another 30 seconds. And what you are effectively doing is you are stressing your cardiovascular system. So when you are doing that high intensity exercise, you are forcing your body, you are effectively telling your heart, hey, this is a level of intensity that I am going to be doing. This is something that I am going to be doing on a regular basis, so you need to get used to it. You need to figure out how to deal with this level of stress. And your body is extremely powerful. It is very good at doing this for you. And so what it will end up doing is you will end up growing more new blood vessels so that you can pump that oxygenated tissue. You are going to increase the size of your muscles so that they can deal with that, including the size of your heart muscle, and not in a pathologic way like hokum or one of these other diseases, but in a way that the outside of your heart is actually going to hypertrophy. It's going to grow just like any other muscle, like if you were growing your biceps, and it's going to be able to push harder, it's going to be able to beat harder, push more blood faster throughout your body. And you're going to be growing what's called collateral circulation, which is going to be those new arteries and those new capillaries that are going to allow that oxygenated blood to pump throughout your body. And so that's why this type of exercise is extremely, extremely powerful, and more so than other types of steady state where cardio or other things where you're not really getting that high intensity stimulus and then allowing your body to try and recover and fix whatever that and get to a point where it can deal with that stimulus again. So when you're doing these alternating rounds, you are stressing the system and then relaxing, and then stressing the system and then relaxing, and then stressing it again, and then stressing it again, and you're allowing yourself time to repair and heal afterwards. And when you do that for multiple rounds, you are going to be telling your body an extremely strong stimulus that it needs to be able to deal with this level of intensity. And it will, and it's really amazing that it can do that. And I mean, I've read studies. I did one of my graduate projects on people with heart failure, and they did high intensity interval training with one of those air bikes where you're pumping with your hands. So I mean, these people were basically sedentary, but they could even do the intervals just with their arms, and it was shown that they could increase the pumping strength of your heart. And this was in severely sick people. So if you are of average health, this should definitely be something that you are prioritizing when you are exercising. So you should be thinking, how is this going to be affecting my heart? Am I stressing my heart enough? Is my heart beating fast? Am I breathing heavy? If you're not doing those things, then all you're doing is effectively trying to increase your aesthetics, and it's not going to really help you in the long run. It's not going to be giving you more energy. It's not going to increase that collateral circulation and all of the other benefits that really the types of exercise that like high intensity interval training can give you. I used to work at a cardiology and electrophysiology practice, and I saw what it's like when people's hearts cannot deal with normal everyday life. People take for granted that their hearts are beating strong and their lungs, you can take in oxygen, but when those things start to fail, it is very, very difficult for people to live any type of normal life. So it's really important that you, as you get older, that you are prioritizing this, and the younger you start doing it, the easier it is. It's always easier to maintain than it is to build back up. So number 3 is going to be, I want you guys to really be focusing on your core strength. So this is something that is extremely, extremely important to your long-term health and your ability to continue to exercise as you get older. So your core abdominal muscles, not your six-pack, that's just the very outside. I'm talking the deep abdominal layers that create a vacuum seal around your spine when you are going through different movements. And you should really be thinking about how you are using your core muscles no matter what exercise you're doing. Even if you're doing isolation, you should still be keeping your core extremely tight while you're going through those different movements, and that's going to protect your spine as you get older. Having back pain and back problems because of a weak core muscles can really be debilitating. I mean, it can stop anyone from being able to do the things that they like to do in their life. So this isn't about doing more crunches or more sit-ups. Again, that's going to be the more superficial muscles that kind of pull you down into that crunching position. What I'm talking about are those core stabilizing muscles. So doing things like planks and side planks and bird dogs, where you are either on your hands and your knees or you're laying on your back and you're letting one leg go out and one arm go up, and then alternating sides, keeping those core muscles engaged, keeping it tight while you're moving throughout those ranges of motion. That is going to be extremely, extremely important. So if you can focus on just these 3 things when you are exercising throughout your life, you are going to get so much more benefit than you ever would just trying to look good, trying to do things just for aesthetics, doing squats just so that your butt looks bigger, or doing a bunch of curls so that your biceps look bigger. These 3 things are really going to be the things that are going to help you live a long, healthy life and allow you to do the things that you want to do as you get older. So exercise and fitness is more than just looking good. It really is about keeping your heart and your lungs strong, keeping your core muscles strong so that they can hold your body up and move you throughout the world, and burning off that energy so that you can, live a healthy life, so that you can pull that energy through the system, keeping your mitochondria healthy, which will give you, your body will feel better and your mind will feel better. So I hope that has been helpful. If you have anything else that you would add to this list, I'd love to hear you. Add it to the comments below. Make sure that you are subscribing and following for more tips. So again, this is Floyd Meyer signing off.